G'day guys, it's Nathan Fletcher, the drunk philosopher. Today I'm going to talk about South Africa. I'm going to talk about the appropriation of farms, mainly from white farmers, taking them off the white farmers and saying, we're now going to give it to some people who don't know how to farm. Now, of course, that's a racist thing in and of itself. And nobody's really talking about it, and everyone's going, oh, well, fair enough, they were absolutely hammered by white people up until, I think it was 1990, I want to say 1990, but maybe 1992, when the RSA led by Nelson Mandela took over they stopped apartheid, then in 1994 the RSA took over with Nelson Mandela at the head of it. And that was the end of apartheid, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 1992 that apartheid ended. Here's the interesting thing. Everyone's going, well, South Africa got fucked around and knocked over. But there are farmers who are literally, by government mandate, having their farms and their livelihoods taken from them. There's killings, there is rapings, there's all these horrible things happening. And nobody's condemning it, right? I'm old enough to remember Zimbabwe. It wasn't that long ago, really. Robert Mugabe, when he started doing this, and the world went crazy going, the Commonwealth of Nations were going, we have to ban Zimbabwe out of the Commonwealth because they're taking away these farms from the farmers. They happen to be white, it was an issue, but it was a secondary function of you can't take away someone's business from them. And there's raping, there's all these horrible things happening. And in fact, I think it was the International Cricket Commission, the ICC, banned Zimbabwe for doing this. But South Africa, in current year, it's fine to do it. So what's changed? It's current year, apparently. Governments are, especially like South Africa, which is considered, at least a second world country, in my opinion, a first world country. In the Commonwealth Games, we play cricket against them all the time here in Australia. I think we've just finished playing them a couple of months ago. But it's fine for their government to take away businesses and farms from farmers, rape and pillage the village, and then give it to people who don't know what they're doing. Exactly what Zimbabwe did, 10, 15, maybe it was 20 years back. I can't remember exactly when that happened. But I remember the reaction then. Everybody was up in arms. Everyone was saying, no, you can't do that, Mr. Mugabe. And what happened in the end, though, with Zimbabwe? Well, what happened? Please come back, farmers. We don't know what we're doing. Everybody's starving. South Africa obviously hasn't learned. I mean, it's a very communist move. I mean, this is exactly what you would... if you know the history of Bolshevism, this is exactly what happened early last century in Russia. The elites and the middle class, I won't call them elites, I'll call them academics, decided that the farmers, because they had finally got to a point of having a little bit of money and a little bit of power by providing food, they had too much power, they had too much money, and they took the farms, and people started starving. Look up Ukraine in the 1920s and 30s if you want to see some fantastic bullshit that came from communism and taking over farms. And it happened again in Zimbabwe, and it's going to happen again in South Africa. But there's nobody going, this is a terrible thing, except for a few YouTubers. And I'd like to give out a huge shout out to Sticks Hexenhammer 666. I'm sure he doesn't need a shout out from a little channel like myself, but geez, the guy's amazing. I really suggest you go and check out his channel. He's also got BitChute as well. Check out his Patreon. I mean that, donate us, 50 cents or $1 a month or whatever. The guy's political commentary is off the hook. So good on your Sticks. But yeah, I mean, what's the difference between what South Africa's doing and what Zimbabwe did? None. Where's the backlash? There isn't one. We've really got a problem at the moment with morality. If it was immoral to do 15, 20 years ago, then why isn't it still immoral to do it now? What's changed? Are we in the West, have our heads so far up our bloody backsides that we've lost sight of what we actually stand for and what we actually fight against, a part of which is tyranny, right? Donald Trump ain't a tyrant. Scott Morrison isn't a tyrant. He's probably gone next election. But when real tyranny rears its head, when real racism and real communism and evil raises its head, we don't say a damn thing. Well, screw that. Up your arse, the RSA, and for all those people out there who think that this isn't an issue, this is a major issue. I'm Nathan Fletcher, the Drunk Philosopher, and I'll catch you later. Hooroo!